I found a revelation on my wife's iPad. Turns out she's cheating on me with her boss and admits all unfaithful actions, but Part 3. 7. Partial confession and where I am right now. After speaking with my attorney, we eventually head back home. Nothing is said. The tension is impossible. Finally, after I am sure the kids are asleep, I sit and wait in the kitchen. I ask her, as I did in number 5, where's our marriage headed? I state that her and her boss have something going on, and from the information I now have, it is indisputable. She kind of breaks down, but no tears. Before admitting anything, she immediately begins saying that she has felt disconnected from me this summer. You think? The first incident here, completely out of character, happened in the first week of June. These have been monthly all summer and since she started working with this guy. She goes on to say that they spend time together. Nothing admitted. I ask the questions point blank: have you had sex with him? No, of course not. Has anything happened? No. I ask again. She finally admits they kissed. I let this set in. I ask her where. She fumbles around her mind, but I can tell it's pretend. She says after work. I ask again, where? She can't get it out. I say, were you at a hotel? Yes. Was he there? Yes. Was your coworker there? No. So you went to a hotel with your boss, and kissed? Yes. But that's it. Nothing else happened. Well, what else did you do then? We talked. We talked about all of this. Adults don't kiss. They have sex. You didn't go to the hotel to kiss. She doesn't deny this, but she denies anything further happening. She says that she couldn't do it. She just couldn't bring herself to doing it. Like it actually matters now. We went back and forth about this, with no yelling or shouting, just awful. The entire time she is saying I want you. I want this. I want US. I don't know what the hell I was doing. She admits that, despite some disconnect, caused by her, she will come to learn, there was nothing significantly wrong with our marriage. We vacationed, made love, grew our children, dated, etc. After about 30 minutes, it all hit me like a ton of bricks. Wait. You asked me to leave my job early to pick up our children, from the after-school program at the very place you work at with this guy, so that you could leave work early, to go to a hotel with him, where you two planned to have sex? And on our son's first day of kindergarten, I actually left that part out. I recall the text message from number 6. He has been waiting for her. They planned to have sex. I recall the old number 2, but I failed to bring it up. I recall the hotel being mentioned while on vacation the week before. This was in the works while we sat on the beach together with her family. It was not spur of the moment. The conversation goes nowhere but further into this new hell that I have just inhabited, the last place on earth I want to be. We go to bed. She cuddles me and it's disgusting. I feel infected, violated, ruined, and motionless. It stops, I lie awake for 3 hours, then hop onto the internet, desperately searching for success stories where couples come back from this. There are none. It's all about how to realize the situation, how it will never work again, and that it's time to move on, regardless of money, kids, love, history. Just awful, hopeless. I start contemplating divorce, then realize I am 5 hours into a sleepless night, just hit by a freight train, and not a clean thought in my head. She wakes and asks me what I am doing and I don't have much to say. Then I ask her about number 2 finally, which would confirm my earliest suspicions, and nullify her claims that this just started. I tell her that I knew her car was at that facility. She admitted to meeting with him and said that they only talked in the car. I can only imagine. Another detail left out, and a revelation that this is much more long-standing. Morning. She hops in the shower and I completely break down. I held it together all through the night, but I just imploded as soon as I sat up. I finally noticed one of my sons was up and on the potty in the other room. He's been doing a great job training, and I feared that he heard me weeping. I wipe my eyes, walk into the bathroom to see if he needs help, and for the first time in my life, my knees gave out completely. I dropped to the floor and sobbed in front of him. The sight of one of our innocent sons, completely oblivious in all his perfect, moldable youth, just wrecked me. Who can be so careless, so completely narcissistically motivated, that this beautiful child we are responsible for could be forgotten for some meaningless sex? My other son comes in and sees his father sobbing on his knees, holding his youngest. What in the hell has happened to my life? It all just changed in an instant. I held those boys so tight as I realized the tables had turned. I've held them so many times as they cried, but this was the first time those little boys held me. What a dramatic moment, but it felt good to know that while I've lost her, I still have them. Finally, I pull it together and go downstairs to make coffee. She has no idea what I am going to do. At one point in the middle of the sleepless night from hell, I said that I am beginning to think that I can't get over this. That everything we have built together is for nothing. I hinted at divorce, but I have no clue what to do. We somehow ate breakfast together with our children, awkwardly trying to come to grips with the unknown ahead of us. Afterwards, my wife and I embraced. We held each other tight and sobbed without the kids seeing. She knows how severe this is. I saw her off to work with our youngest, and I said that it would take a miracle to fix this. I have no trust whatsoever, and it is going to be incredibly difficult to grow that again. It took 10 years for us to get this far and we just drove off a cliff. She again said she wants nothing more than our children, our marriage, and our life. She is going to have to pull me out of hell. I walked my eldest son down to his school where he had just started kindergarten 3 weeks prior, on the day my wife planned her hotel sex trip with her boss. It took every ounce of energy I had left to not start sobbing like a fool again. I watched this beautiful little being reluctantly run off into the playground, checking to make sure I was still there every few steps. He loves me so much. I watched all the parents coming in, some together and holding hands. I can't believe what my life has become in the last 12 hours. Update: I completely failed to mention that my wife said she has been struggling with this for a while. It's only been a couple of weeks since the last known incident at the hotel, so not that long. She says that she has canceled an upcoming business trip to California with him, that I have absolutely been dreading. She also said that she is withdrawing from the program that has required her to work closely with him. They will be on opposite ends of the building. None of this really means much to me. And here I stand. The thought of splitting up is more painful to me than the thought of living with this right now. I can't focus. I can't work. I can't eat. Do I let the dust settle? Do we try to make this work? Is counseling worth a shot? How can I possibly trust her ever again? This was the cruelest thing ever done to me. It's a life-ruining thing, happening without any awareness of that. How can we possibly be in love? She says that she loves me. Are the months of lies and deceit worse than the acts? She definitely had sex with this guy, right? Of course. There is no way she can prove otherwise. Does she need to see a psychiatrist? How did I miss this? This is not the person I married or the person I know and love. Where did this reckless fool come from? Do I tell the boss's wife? Do I tell her parents whom I am close with? Do I inform her work? Here are some of the best comments from our community. Been there. Done that. Almost. To the letter. It gets better eventually. Edit: BTW, extraordinary writing skills. You've had me thinking it's an essay exercise for a moment. You sound like an absolutely amazing father. For what it's worth. Negotiate a favorable divorce settlement ASAP while she's still in the affair fog. She isn't the person you thought she was. This is who/what she is. Oh, you tell the boss's wife. Not only do you tell the boss's wife, but you get in your car with your wife, drive to your boss's house and have your wife tell her boss's wife. In fact, you should have put the whole family in car, actually dropped off the kids at relatives, took your wife's phone, drove to the guy's home and went up to confirm details yourself. You tell your wife on the way over, if his details don't match yours, GTFO. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell.